question number 3. So we have e to the power 2x. So we have to find the antiderivative of e to the power 2x. So what we will do? So in here, first thing we should know that, so basically we know that differentiation of e to the power x, differentiation of e to the power x is e to the power x. We know this thing. Now integration means what? It means moving towards the initial position. So integration of e to the power x is same thing e to the power x. So basically integration is a process of finding antiderivatives. Now by using inspection, now what I will be thinking is that whose derivative, now if I have to find antiderivative of e to the power 2x, so I have e to the power 2x in here, and what I need to find? I need to find antiderivative of e to the power 2x. Means what? Which function should I derivative? Which function should I differentiate to get e to the power 2x? So it's the same thing is finding the antiderivative of e to the power 2x. So I will assume I am doing what? By method of inspection. So in method of inspection, I will assume a function. I will assume a function, and the function which is closest to the differentiation of this one. So it is what? E to the power 2x, because I know differentiating e to the power x gives us e to the power x. So obviously differentiating e to the power 2x will give me e to the power 2x. Just assumption. I know that differentiation of e to the power 2x is 2 e to the power 2x, but I am doing a small assumption. Okay. So here I will write by method of inspection. By method of inspection, all we need to assume is that the closest function of derivative. So my method of inspection, e to the power 2x is the derivative of e to the power 2x. So by method of inspection, we see that the derivative of e to the power 2x is e to the power 2x. So what I will do? I will differentiate e to the power 2x now. So d dx of e to the power 2x is equal to, now we'll do the actual work. In here we have done assumption. In the first step we have done assumption. Now in the next step we will do the actual work. So differentiation of e to the power 2x is what? It is e to the power 2x, then differentiation of 2x, then differentiation of 2x, right? So this is equal to what? So d dx of e to the power 2x is equal to, so differentiation of 2x is what? 2 e to the power 2x. Now this 2 will come in this side. In the left hand side we have half d dx of e to the power 2x is equal to e to the power 2x. So now you see here e to the power 2x is in here. Now let us take this half inside. So d dx of half e to the power 2x gives us e to the power 2x. So what we can say is that, the derivative of half e to the power 2x, actual derivative, the derivative of half e to the power 2x is e to the power 2x. So antiderivative of this one is nothing but half e to the power 2x. The derivative of half e to the power 2x is e to the power 2x. So antiderivative of e to the power 2x is half e to the power 2x. So write down. Therefore the antiderivative of e to the power 2x is half e to the power 2x. This is how we do it. Now let me do question number 2, which I gave as homework, but let me do that question again, the thing which I gave as homework. So question number 2 is what? We have cos 3x. We have cos 3x. So we need to find antiderivative of cos 3x. So how will I find this one? So look at here. First I told you what? All I need to find is which function should I differentiate. Will I get cos 3x? After differentiating what? Will I get cos 3x? What should I differentiate? We will differentiate sin 3x. So by inspection what we see is that if I differentiate sin 3x, we will get cos 3x. We are asked to find the antiderivative. we are asked to find the antiderivative. But I will be using the method of differentiation to find out. Why? Because they have told us to find out by method of inspection. It's like we don't know integration. Okay, so I say that the differentiation of sine 3x is cos 3x. By inspecting I found out. So write down, by using the method of inspection, we see that sine 3x, I just have to assume the closest function. Sine 3x is the derivative of cos 3x. Now I will differentiate sine 3x. So d dx of sine 3x is what? Differentiation of sine 3x is, it is cos 3x into derivative of 3x, and derivative of 3x is 3. So I will not take too much step, I will just write 3 in there. Okay, so now I will take this 3 in the left hand side. So what I have, 1 by 3 d dx of sine 3x, we have this thing, is equal to cos 3x. Now this 1 by 3 I will take inside the derivative. So I have d dx of 1 by 3 sine 3x is equal to cos 3x. So what we can say, now if I look at the this line, we see that, what we see? The derivative of 1 by 3 sine 3x is cos 3x. So now we will go to the back direction. So antiderivative of cos 3x is what? 1 by 3 sine 3x. So I will say that hence the antiderivative of cos 3x is 1 by 3 sine 3x. The antiderivative of cos 3x is 1 by 3 sine 3x. So this is how we find antiderivative. Am I clear? So let me do question number 4. Let me do question number 4 now. So in question number 4, what we have is ax plus b whole square. So ax plus b whole square is there, and we need to find the antiderivative. So the question is what? We need to find antiderivative of ax plus b whole square. So now think and tell me, what function should I differentiate so that I will get something closer to ax plus b whole square? Tell me, what function will I differentiate to get ax plus b whole square? Acha, this one is too confusing. Let me ask you a simple thing. Differentiate. So please guys tell me one thing. What should I differentiate to get x square? It's a simple thing. Tell me this one. What should I differentiate to get x square? किसको differentiate करने से x square मिलता है? Just tell me the basic thing. Differentiation of x cube is what? Differentiation of x cube is what? It's 3x square, right? So it's just like x square. So I can say that differentiation of x cube is closer to x square, right? Now in the same way, tell me, what should I differentiate to get ax plus b whole square? Come on, think and tell me. What should I differentiate to get ax plus b whole square? Basic thing. You don't have to think of any other thing. The basic inspection is ax plus b whole cube. If I differentiate ax plus b whole cube, I will get a term which is ax plus b whole square. So by inspection we see that the function which I differentiate to get ax plus b whole square is ax plus b whole cube. So this is the thing which we derive by doing inspection. So I will write here, by using the method of inspection, the derivative of ax plus b whole cube, the derivative of ax plus b whole cube is ax plus b whole square. So by using method of inspection, we found out that the derivative of ax plus b whole cube is ax plus b whole square. Now what I will do? Now we'll do what? Differentiate ax plus b whole cube. So d dx of ax plus b whole cube, that is equal to what? Now we will do the actual method. It has to be accurate. Now differentiation of ax plus b whole cube is what? 3 comes ahead, ax plus b whole square, then differentiation of what? Ax plus b. Now differentiation of ax plus b is what? A, right? So it becomes what? 3a ax plus b whole square. This is what we have. Am I clear? Yes or no? Come on, tell me. Understood? Yes or no, guys? Tell me fast. This is basic differentiation we have done before. Basic differentiation. So 3a plus ax plus b whole square. This is the differentiation we got. Now, in the question, they have asked us to find the antiderivative of ax plus b whole square. So, antiderivative of this thing has been asked to find. So, this 3a is basically extra. This 3a is basically extra. So, what will I do with this 3a? If I look at the solution in here, what we have done? We have done d dx of ax plus b whole cube. So, I will take this 3a in the left hand side. So, what happens? 1 by 3a d dx of ax plus b whole cube is equal to ax plus b whole square. So this is what we have, right? I have taken the 3a in the left hand side, and now this 1 by 3a, what I will do is I will take it inside the differentiation. I will take it inside the differentiation, and it becomes what? D dx of, because constants we can take inside the differentiation or we can take outside the differentiation. It has nothing to do. So at the end we have this expression. At the end we have this expression. Now what this expression means? This expression means that if I differentiate 1 by 3 ax plus b whole cube, now this is the actual differentiation. In the previous, in here, when we are doing method of inspection, I just need to find a closest function whose derivative is ax plus b whole square. यहाँ पर मुझे बस एक function, what should I say? I have to assume one function. But when I am solving like this, here I can 100% sure I will say that the derivative of 1 by 3a ax plus b whole cube is this one. So now when I say the derivative of 1 by 3 ax plus b whole cube is ax plus b whole square, the question is what? To find the antiderivative. So antiderivative means what? The opposite of derivative. The opposite of derivative. So अगर इसको differentiate करने से, now look at here very carefully. If I differentiate, suppose if I differentiate a, I get b. Then if I have to find antiderivative of b is a. So a is the antiderivative of b. Just like b is the derivative of a is the antiderivative of b. Simple as that. समझ में आया कि नहीं? Come on, tell me guys. Yes or no? I will just write this one nicely. So d dx of a is equal to b, right? So this expression means what? So I can say that b is the derivative of a. B is the derivative of a. Now if I look at this one again, now I can write this one like this. A is the antiderivative. A is the antiderivative of b. B is the derivative of a. In the same way we can say that a is the antiderivative of b. This is very, very important. Very, very important. So here, if I say 1 by 3a ax plus b whole cube is the derivative of ax plus b whole square, so the antiderivative of ax plus b whole square is, hence the antiderivative of ax plus b whole square is equal to 1 by 3a ax plus b whole cube. That's it. Okay, so this is how we find antiderivative. Now let us do another question. Let us do question number 5. Question number 5, what we have in here is sine 2x minus 4e to the power 3x. Now we have to find the antiderivative of this function. So now if I look at this function, it has two parts in it. This function has two parts in it. One is sine 2x and the other one is 4 e to the power 3x. Okay, so what I will do is I will separate them. How will I separate? Now listen very carefully. I will write sine 2x separately. So suppose I am saying that ux, I will write let ux is equal to sine 2x. This is one function I have written, and the other one, and why am I writing colon, and vx is equal to 4 e to the power 3x. So I am separating the two functions we have, because previously we have learned to find the antiderivative only one particular function. Now here they are given two functions, so I have separated them into two different functions. So what I will do, first I will find the antiderivative of sine 2x, then I will find the antiderivative of 4 e to the power 3x. After that I will subtract them and I will get the answer of antiderivative of sine 2x minus 4 e to the power 3x. Now write down for the antiderivative of ux. So now we will be trying to find the antiderivative of ux. So for that what I will do, we have done this one today only. So what I will do is, now we think of what should I differentiate to get sine 2x. Come on guys, tell me, what function should I differentiate to get sine 2x? Simple as that. किसको differentiate करने से sin x मिलेगा? Obviously cos x. So if I differentiate cos x, we'll get sin 2x. So no, we'll get sin x. But if I differentiate cos 2x, I will get sin 2x. I know a minus will come, but for the moment, forget about that thing. We'll just have to assume, okay? Clear? Just have to assume one particular function whose closest derivative is sin 2x, and that is nothing but cos 2x. So cos 2x को derivate करने से, by doing differentiation of cos 2x, I will get sin 2x. Okay? But we need to find what? Antiderivative of sin 2x. So मुझे क्या करना है? I need to go the opposite direction. Okay? So let us do it. So here what I will write, by method of inspection, we see that cos 2x is the derivative, cos 2x, no, I will say sin 2x is the derivative of cos 2x. Sin 2x is the derivative of cos 2x. So now I will differentiate cos 2x. So d dx of cos 2x is equal to, now we will do it directly. Differentiation of cos 2x is what? Minus sin 2x, and then differentiation of 2x is what? 2. So differentiation of cos 2x is minus 2 sin 2x. Now we need to find the antiderivative of sin 2x. So this minus 2 is extra, so I will take this minus 2 this side. So क्या हो जाएगा? Minus 1 by 2 d dx of cos 2x, and that is equal to what? Sin 2x. Okay, now this minus 1 by 2 I will take it inside. So d dx of minus 1 by 2 cos 2x is equal to sin 2x. Okay, clear? Yes or no? Understood? Now if you look at this carefully, the derivative of minus half cos 2x is sin 2x. So the antiderivative of sin 2x is minus half cos 2x. Simple as that. All we need to find the derivative, the actual derivative. So write down hence the antiderivative of sin 2x is minus half cos 2x. Now after doing this thing, now we have to look at the vx function. So we have found out the antiderivative of ux. Now let us find for vx. So we'll write for the antiderivative of vx. What I will do in here, So we have the Vx function is what? Let us look at in here. The Vx function is given by 4 e to the power 3x. 4 e to the power 3x. Let's do it. 4 e to the power 3x. Okay. So what function should I differentiate to get 4 e to the power 3x? Closest. I don't have to tell the exact thing. I just have to think of the closest thing which I differentiate to get 4 e to the power 3x. किसको differentiate करने से 4 e to the power 3x आएगा? So you see 4 is constant, so obviously 4 will be there. Now e to the power differentiation of e to the power x is what? E to the power x itself, right? So if I have to find a closest function, so I will say 4 e to the power 3x. I will write the same thing, no problem, because the differentiation of e to the power 3x is like e to the power 3x only, but there is a 3 term that will come, but I don't have to worry about that number. Okay, my main idea is to find a function which is closest to that. So derivative of 4 e to the power 3x will give us 4 e to the power 3x. So let us do that. The derivative of 4 e to the power 3x is 4 e to the power 3x. The same thing. Now we have to differentiate 4 e to the power 3x. So d dx of 4 e to the power 3x is equal to what? Let us differentiate this one. First thing, 4 will come out. 4 will come out. Now differentiation of e to the power 3x is what? Differentiation of e to the power 3x is e to the power 3x itself. 4 e to the power 3x, then differentiation of 3x. Differentiation of 3x, and that is equal to what? 3. So what we have in here is, let us write this one as 4 e to the power 3x is equal to, 3 will come out here, 3 into 4 e to the power 3x. Now what is extra in here? What is extra in here? Extra in here is what? 3 is extra. So let us take this 3 other side. So if I take this 3 other side, what we have? 1 by 3 d dx of 4 e to the power 3x is equal to 4 e to the power 3x. This is what we have, right? Clear? Now this 4 I will take inside. I will take inside this 4. So what we have? D dx of 4 e to the power 3x by 3. Okay, and that is equal to 4 e to the power 3x. So what we can say, the antiderivative of 4 e to the power 3x is 4 e to the power 3x by 3. So write down. Hence the antiderivative of 4 e to the power 3x is 4 e to the power 3x by 3. So we got this thing. Okay, so we have found the antiderivative of both the functions ux and vx. So hence at the end I will write, hence the antiderivative of the combined one we have to write. What was that combined? The question, sine 2x minus 4 e to the power 3x is sine 2x minus 4 e to the power 3x is, what is that? Now I have to look into the answer. First thing, the antiderivative of sine 2x is what? Minus half cos 2x. I will write here minus half cos 2x. And antiderivative of minus 4, minus is already there. So antiderivative of 4 e to the power 3x is what? We already found out. That is what? That is 4 e to the power 3x by 3. So I will write here 4 e to the power 3x by 3. So this is my answer. So the antiderivative of the question which we have been given is minus half cos 2x minus 4 e to the power 3x by 3. That's my answer. Okay, clear? Acha, this one is done. Now we will go into the actual integration portion. This is what? Finding the antiderivative. Okay, now we'll go into the actual integration. So question number 6. From now the chapter actually starts. So we have 4 e to the power 3x plus 1 dx. Okay, This is what we have. Acha, before starting this thing, I will just tell you one thing. Now, come on guys, tell me this one. What is the differentiation of e to the power 2x? E to the power 2x का differentiation क्या है? जल्दी बताओ. Come on. Differentiation of e to the power 2x is what? It is? Come on, tell me. How much is that? नहीं पता. It is 2 e to the power 2x, right? Clear? Now differentiation of e to the power 5x is what? It is 5 e to the power 5x. Okay. So whenever I differentiate e to the power 2x, e to the power 5x, the constant which is multiplied, listen very very careful, the number which is multiplied with x will get multiplied with the entire function. It is like that, if I have to think like that. So e to the power 2, differentiation of e to the power 2x becomes what? 2 e to the power 2x. So 2 gets multiplied with e to the power 2x. Okay. Now for integration, what happens? Integration of e to the power 2x dx will be e to the power 2x by 2. It will be e to the power 2x by 2. In differentiation, the number will be multiplied. In integration, the number will come down. The number will be divided. Okay? Clear? So that's the difference between differentiation and integration. In differentiation, the number will be multiplied, and in integration, the number will be divided. So here, I have to integrate this one, 4 e to the power 3x plus 1. Now what I will do? Now I already told you one of the properties of integration. What is that? I see a plus sign between 4 e to the power 3x and plus 1. So when I see that plus sign, I think of the property which you have learned is that fx plus gx dx is equal to what? Integration of fx dx plus integration of gx dx. This property we have learned, we can separate them. So since we see a plus sign, what I will do? I will separate them. So I will write 4 e to the power 3x dx plus integration of dx, because it's 1. There is no need of writing that thing. Now there was another property which we learned, is that integration of k fx dx can also be written as k integration of fx dx. So we can take the constant outside the integration. So this 4 can be taken out. So what we have? Integration of e to the power 3x dx plus. Now what is integration of 1? Integration of 1 क्या है बताओ? Let's see who can tell me. What is integration of 1? Integration of 1, think and answer. What is integration of 1? Come on, I want this answer from you guys. Come on, guess and tell me. What is integration of 1? Acha, I will give you a hint. The hint is that what you differentiate, you get 1 as the answer. किसको differentiate करने से 1 आता है? जल्दी बताओ. Come on, tell me. What you differentiate to get 1? We have done chapter differentiation. D dx of what is 1? Differentiation of x is 1, right? Differentiation of x is 1. So integration of 1 will be x. Integration of 1 will be x. So here I will write x plus c1. There will be constant. Today only we discussed that when we are doing indefinite integration, I cannot find the accurate value, so we need to have a constant c1 in there. Now integration of e to the power 3x is what? So I have 4 in here. Integration of e to the power 3x is e to the power 3x divided by 3 plus x plus c plus x. Now this c1 will become c. Why? Because a constant will come out from this integration, and this c1 they make out to be 3. So basically the constant, you just have to write at the end the constant to be c. So this is my answer for integration. This will be the answer for integration. Let me do another question.